The Forgotten City is a mystery adventure role-playing game developed by Australian developer Modern Storyteller and published by Dear Villagers with additional support from Film Victoria. Honestly, it's a game that I thought I would never play. Though I had heard from some credible sources that it was a wonderful game, I just never thought that it would be a game that I would enjoy personally. Well, for what was definitely not the first time in my life, I proved that the old saying that you shouldn't read a book by its cover is most certainly true. The Forgotten City has a strange and unique story that can take the player down what seems to be an endless number of paths. The game comes from what was once an award-winning Skyrim murder mystery mod. If you don't like conversing with game characters, then I can safely tell you this game isn't for you, because talking to NPCs is as much a part of the Forgotten City as having a weapon is a part of Call of Duty. The same can be said for exploration. If you don't like it, this game isn't for you. For everyone else, especially if you have Game Pass, it's a must play. But at this point, you may be wondering, what is the Forgotten City? This is where I need to be very careful, because though I will need to reveal some information, I really want you, the potential player, to learn as much as possible about the game on your own. That said, here goes. The Forgotten City is a game that lands the player 2,000 years in the past in an ancient Roman city to solve a murder mystery. Once there, you'll soon become familiar with what is known as the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule is simple: don't sin. As to what exactly is considered a sin is a bit cloudy, but you'll learn more about that and become familiar with it through trial and error. But here's the thing: if anyone in the Cursed City breaks the Golden Rule, everyone pays the price by being turned into a golden statue. Or I guess the more correct way to say it would be everyone will be turned into statues, since it will be literally everyone. But you'll learn more about that while playing the game. Fortunately for you, you have the ability to reset the time loop. But on that subject, I think I'll let you discover the rest on your own, because discussing the ability to reset the time loop may reveal more about the game's complex story than I intend. However, for anyone interested in playing the game, I would like to provide some helpful tips in order to help you avoid some of the frustrations that I encountered. While this wasn't exactly one of my frustrations, it was something that I didn't know when I selected my character's background. At the beginning of the game, you'll be asked to explain who you are or what your background is. This question is actually an opportunity for the player to choose their class or profession for the protagonist. There are 4 classes: Fugitive, Insomniac, Soldier, and Archaeologist. Be careful what you choose, because it will affect your gameplay experience. For example, choosing Fugitive will allow you to move faster. If you choose Archaeologist, you'll have more of the game's lore thrown at you. Tip number 2, don't be too concerned with not breaking the Golden Rule, because there will be times that doing so will actually serve to your advantage. As gamers, we're programmed to think of such things as failures on our part. Look at the reset as an ability or a tool in your toolbox, not necessarily something that you shouldn't have allowed to happen. Also, in case you say the wrong thing in a conversation, don't be ashamed to use a save just before talking to NPCs. This, for obvious reasons, could help you a lot. Tip number 3, don't be intimidated by the deep narrative of the game. The game has multiple endings and more content than one could possibly experience in one playthrough. So instead of trying to learn everything, just look forward to returning to the game later for another playthrough. Tip number 4. This is actually very important. If while playing the game you don't see objective markers, go into the game settings to make sure that they're turned on. If not, of course, turn them on. Mine wasn't turned on for some reason when I started the game, so I was running around the map just looking for everything. Tip number 5. Running around the game's map looking for objectives did serve one good purpose: I learned the map. This should be at the top of your priority when you start playing the game, because I don't want to reveal too much, but knowing the game's map will come in handy when you reset the time loop. Tip number 6. In my opinion, the most important item you can obtain in the game is the Golden Bow. The bow can be used against enemies, but it's actually more useful in helping the player deal with, let's just say, environmental issues. This is something I'm going to let you learn on your own, but just trust me, you definitely want to get that Golden Bow. Okay guys, we're going to go ahead and end it right there. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and hey look, if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. All opinions are welcome. And hey guys, if you get some time, share the video, because you know what the deal is. YouTube's algorithm is brutal. Until next time, stay safe.